Hey guys, what's going on? I'm E, and this is Simply Put Scents. And I wanted to talk to you guys about a fragrance that came out in 2013 by the house called Lalique. And the fragrance is called Encre Noire Sport. What does Encre Noire Sport smell like? It smells like Encre Noire, except a lot more modern, a lot more mainstream, and I would say a lot more watery. Lalique describes this scent as a sport fragrance. They named it Encre Noire Sport. I would have named this Encre Noire Aqua, because to me that word aqua is way more descriptive of this fragrance than the word sport. To me, this is definitely not a sport fragrance. So this is pretty much Encre Noire plus citrus and lavender. I feel like what Lalique was doing was trying to take Encre Noire and turn it into much more of a mainstream, more contemporary, easy to love or like scent. They made it more palatable for the mainstream cologne purchaser, which I can understand why they would do that. A lot of people bashed Encre Noire for being just not wearable, you know. This is, I think, Lalique's answer to that wearable issue. The performance of this fragrance is awesome to me. It lasts anywhere from 8 to 9 hours consistently on my skin with really, really good projection and sillage. You will be noticed wearing this fragrance, and it's a classy scent, so it's not too loud, but if you overspray, it could become that. This is a fragrance that you can wear pretty much at any time, at any season. It's a skeleton key fragrance, guys. The ironic thing is, probably the one instance where you probably wouldn't wear this is during sporting activities, which I find deep because it's called Encre Noire Sport. Is this fragrance a unique fragrance? No, definitely not. I mean, it's a flanker after all, right? So it can't be that original. It's also doing what a lot of other fragrances do. In other words, it's using like a formula that other brands have used before, over and over again, actually. So, you know, that whole citrusy top with, you know, a lavenderish mid and a woody base. That's just really, really a redundant formula in the fragrance game. So not an original, unique fragrance. Is this fragrance worth the price to own it, guys? I mean, without question. I think this fragrance is definitely worth the price to own it. You can get this fragrance for under $30. And if you have the original Encre Noire, but you find it not so wearable or more for a formal occasion, but you like the smell, this would be a great buy for you. It wouldn't smell like most things in your collection unless you have the original, but it's even not redundant to the original for the simple fact that it's way more versatile, and those really, really hyped up citrus notes add something different and new to this scent as opposed to the original. For that, I definitely think this is a high value fragrance for the price. Compliments. Now, Encre Noire Sport is not a compliment magnet. I would say that it's like a modern goth version, you know, of the original. Whereas the original is like 90s goth, 80s goth. This would be much more of a metro goth. Metrosexual goth is what this scent reminds me of. Oh boy. It's not a compliment magnet, but it definitely does get a nice amount of love. Don't expect though, when you wear this, to automatically find women out there just dropping their panties, because it's not that fragrance. But what you will find is that a lot of women will find that you smell masculine and manly. If someone were to point out negatives, they could say easily that it's a generic take on the original, which a lot of people who love and adore the original probably would not appreciate this fragrance. I think this fragrance is for the person who smelled Encre Noire, thought it was just way too strange, just thought it was just way too out there, and wanted something like it, but nowhere near as harsh to the nose, nowhere near as rough, you know. The lime and the grapefruit in this fragrance is not the most realistic. The character of this fragrance doesn't really develop until those opening notes kind of go away. The more you wear it, the more captivating and the more interesting it becomes, and the more appreciation you have for what Lalique was doing in this scent. And the other negative is a lot of people who love the original will definitely probably pan this fragrance as bad. But if you do like the original, but you couldn't wear it that much because you just felt it was just way too complex, way too complicated, just way too off-putting, this might be a great alternative for you. So guys, as you know, I like to rank fragrances in what I call the page rating system. And that's P for poor, A for average, G for good, E for exceptional. So where does Encre Noire Sport land on the page? Well guys, I have two ratings for Encre Noire Sport. One that's biased and one that's not biased. Okay, the biased rating of this fragrance is a strong G. I think this is an amazing scent from my opinion and taste. I think this scent is easy to wear, amazingly versatile, a beautiful fragrance that is different and something that I appreciate a lot because of that. It's much more wearable than the original, but yet it's still interesting and has character, and I really do appreciate that. Even though it's doing something mainstream, it's still interestingly in its own lane, if that makes any sense. If I were being unbiased, the reason why I would say it's average is because they basically were lazy with it. It was just I feel like a very lazy effort. It's just overly synthetic in my opinion. It can come across like a cleaner in the beginning with ink in it. So that's not pleasant. I'm not a really big fan of the opening of this scent, but I do overall like the fragrance. It's a more wearable, fun, playful, casual version of the original. And for that reason, I do think it's a decent scent. If I were being a completely honest reviewer, I really couldn't give it anything above an A because I really just think it kind of like blends in. It's a middle of the road scent on that level. Personally though, I really do appreciate this fragrance a lot. So I will be looking forward to wearing this during the spring. I look forward to wearing this during the summer. What do you guys think about this scent? Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. It's been a pleasure, my dudes. Be safe. Peace.